Baseball fans, welcome to the Big Game James Show's The Week in Baseball. Each week we get you up to date on news from around baseball and prepare you for the coming week. I'm your host, Big Game James, known by close friends and family as James F. Thomas IV. And here are your weekly headlines. Happy birthday, Yogi Berra. The Hall of Fame catcher who gave us lines like, "If you ever come to a fork in the road, take it," turns 90 this week. That's right, Yogi Berra turns 90. Happy birthday. And an online petition has surfaced, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. Future Hall of Famers struggling out the gate. Who are they? Baltimore's back in Baltimore. That's right, Baltimore returns home. I'll tell you all about that too. And Deflategate comes to the major leagues. I'll explain. I'm serious. I will explain this one later on in the show. And Barry Bonds looking to sue Major League Baseball for collusion. Uh-oh. Jorge Posada releases a tell-all book, and he's not happy with the Yankees. All this and more, plus our weekly power rankings coupled with barbs, wit, and wisdom is only you can expect from the Big Game James Show. So stick around. Baseball fans, will be right back on iHeartRadio, the Big Game James Show's The Week in Baseball.
When your mornings lag and you sort of sag and you can't keep up with the group, and you're not in tune till the afternoon, then you've got the no breakfast droop. Now there is a way you can start the day so the first part's as good as the last. Make more of a deal of the morning meal. In other words, chum, break the fast. So eat breakfast, don't pass it up.
This nutrition message is brought to you by the National PTA.
Even a potential Hall of Famer can go through a truly horrendous stretch. Just ask Philadelphia second baseman Chase Utley, who is hitting .116 so far this season. And that's after he had a hit both Saturday and Sunday. 2 hits over the weekend to raise his average just a bit. It's early, but it's also rare for a regular starter to be hitting that poorly. Utley easily has the lowest average of qualified hitters right now, bar none. The next worst belongs to Rugned Oder of Texas, who was a full 28 points higher at 144. Since 2010, only 4 players have finished the season hitting under 200 while still qualifying for the batting title. Carlos Pena did it twice. Mark Reynolds, Dan Ugla, and Chris Davis are your others. Those players have 2 things in common. They all hit with enough power to make a low batting average a bit more acceptable, and they were all established players who were less likely to be benched even while batting poorly. That's what makes this a tough situation for Philadelphia manager Ryne Sandberg. There's certainly a decent chance Utley will emerge from this slump and be a productive player once again, but how long can the team wait? Sandberg says to MLB.com, "I just take it a day at a time. With him, I've been thinking about a lot of things. He's also a guy I went up there with a guy on third and on a third base situation in a game hitting situation." End quote. Utley did not start this past Saturday, but he singled as a pinch hitter. He was used as a pinch hitter in this past Saturday's game. He returned to his normal spot at number 3 in the batting order on Sunday. Other prominent hitters with low averages so far include Chris Carter, who's batting .151, Jay Bruce, who's batting .167, Jimmy Rollins at a very disappointing .171, and Mike Napoli, who's at .172. Now, all of these can be seen as disappointing averages, but again, it's early in the season, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen with these hitters. It's more than likely, well, these averages are more than likely going to raise. We're talking professional hitters here, and not just professional hitters. We're talking about some really potent bats. So we're going to keep an eye on these guys as the season moves on. Pittsburgh's Josh Harrison, who hit .315 last year and nearly won the National League batting title, is also languishing at just .173 right now. Here are a few other recent developments from around the majors. As odd and crazy as it is to see a hitter like Utley in such a funk, there are a few pitchers off to eye-opening starts as well. I'm talking pitchers now. And these are not good starts. AL Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber is 0-5 with a 5.04 ERA. Chris Sale is 5.93 ERA. That's 5.93 ERA. And Clay Buchholz is at 5.73. And to top it all off, Yankees fans, your CC Sabathia hasn't won a game yet. He's 0-5. And now the good. I mean, with the bad, we must bring out we must find some good. And over in Seattle, let's talk about Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz of the Mariners already has 14 home runs this season. That's only 3 fewer than the entire Philadelphia Phillies roster. And in your fantasy focus, aside from the big name players mentioned above, aforementioned rather, here are some other buy low candidates who might be possible trade targets after slow starts. Evan Gattis of Houston, Steven Strasburg of the Nationals, and Jose Quintana of the Chicago White Sox. Look for those cats if they're still available. I know they're available in a lot of leagues because their on team percentage is like, I think in like the 30s and 40s. So if you see these guys available, pick them up on waivers as soon as possible because these guys are about to turn their seasons around. Your line of the week. I love talking about Yasmani Grandal whenever I can. And Yasmani Grandal makes our line of the week. Of the Dodgers, he homered twice and drove in 8 runs in a 14-4 win over Milwaukee this past Thursday. With apologies to Bryce Harper's 3-homer game, yeah, I'm pretty sure people are going to give me a bunch of grief over this. Not choosing Bryce Harper as the line of the week. But Grandal gets the nod for a performance in which he had 4 hits, scored 3 times, and still found the time to walk twice. So Bryce Harper's 3 home runs or Yasmani Grandal's stellar outing. Both stellar outings. I don't know. I'm going to go with Grandal on this one because I am positive Bryce Harper is going to be back here, and he's probably going to be back here very soon. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking Baltimore Orioles. So stick around. iHeartRadio, Big Game James Show.
What's he doing? Why, it's an old superstition. Kissing a donkey relieves a toothache. Well, how about this one? For aching teeth, run 3 times around the church without thinking of a fox. Sound silly? Well, that's what people used to believe. Luckily today, they don't lean on fallacies about dental health. Instead, they've learned the facts. Where some folks used to think of going to a dentist only when they had a toothache. Today, they go for regularly scheduled examinations. Because they know their dentist is a specialist, concerned not only with teeth, but with bone structure, muscles, soft tissues. He can prevent or treat problems which start in the mouth and may affect the entire body. Yes, fallacies about dental health have given way to facts, and it's a good thing for you and your family, because a healthy mouth means a happier life.
Welcome back, folks. And I'm just going to start clapping right now. I've been clapping all week, actually. But the Baltimore Orioles have finally returned home, and they win on reopening day. That's the phrase floating around MLB.com and all the major sports networks, and Big Game James Show ain't going to be left out of this one. Baltimore Orioles win on reopening day. After going 2 weeks without hearing cheers at Camden Yards, the O's wasted no time giving their fans and me something to yell about. Manny Machado and Chris Davis hit first-inning homers. Ubaldo Jimenez had a season-high 9 strikeouts over 7 sharp innings, and the O's celebrated their return to Camden Yards with a 5-2 victory over the Toronto Blue Jays this past Monday. Adam Jones also homered for the O's, who had lost 5 of 6 to fall into last place in the AL East. Now, or at least for now, I'm just going to kind of write this off as, they didn't quite find a way to persevere in this situation, though they did play fantastic baseball. They just ended up on the losing end. But I think, I know, brother, I know brothers and sisters out there that the O's are back. They got to be back. It's the freaking Baltimore Orioles. They got to be back. Adam Jones leading the charge. Chris Davis Come on, man, turn it around. Let's get some things started. Streaking. Jimenez is 6-0 with a 2.14 ERA. I'm going to say he's a kind of a silent 6-0 because just last week, I think I lambasted him a little bit. And the week before, I think I lambasted him a little bit. And all season long, I've been on Jimenez's tail for for just, I suppose the right word here is he's been too harsh on himself. Jimenez, you're doing great. You're 6-0. You got a 2.14 ERA in your last 7 starts at Camden Yards. That's the condition there. At Camden Yards, you're doing great. Chill out and just get out there and keep playing some great baseball like you have been. And on a side note, Baltimore celebrating its reopening day. They celebrated by trotting out new jerseys in that first game against the Blue Jays. The uniforms say Baltimore across the chest instead of the normal home unis, which say Orioles. So they came rolling out on the field with that classic Baltimore pride. Jerseys that said Baltimore instead of Orioles across the front. I love it. Let's keep it up. Go Baltimore. That's all I got to say about that. And in the wake of Deflategate, we're going to change focus here real quick. In the wake of Deflategate, Major League Baseball begins checking baseballs more closely than before. Right, so you can't deflate a baseball, but that's not stopping Major League Baseball from ramping up security on its cowhide. Beginning this year, and kind of under the radar until now, a league representative is watching while clubhouse assistants deliver game balls to the umpire's room, and this according to the Associated Press. Since the shelf life of an official baseball is estimated to be just 8 pitches, it's the duty of a Major League Baseball security person to retrieve more from the ump's room. The report said Major League Baseball was aware of the Patriots situation as it put the new procedures in effect and sent a memo to all 30 teams before the season detailing security procedures, including specific chain of custody. So Major League Baseball has known about this. They just haven't gone public with it. And thanks to the NFL's findings in Deflategate and the subsequent media barrage and reporting, this is finally coming out of MLB, that they've been actually looking into this and they've been on top of this. They don't want something like this happening. The spitball comes to mind. And by the way, speaking of the spitball and grease balls, stay tuned to or keep an eye out on iHeartRadio's Big Game James show, because we're working on an episode right now discussing the history of the spitball, and we ask the question, whatever happened to it, and will we ever see it again? Anyhow, let's get back to point. MLB has gone as far as hiring security agents with police backgrounds to restock ball supplies if they are running low. So, Deflategate not only brings out the best in the NFL, but it's bringing out something else in MLB, Major League Baseball. What do you guys think about that? So for our question of the week, what do you think about Major League Baseball adding this extra security in the wake of Deflategate? Send us your answers to facebook.com/BGJ show. Feel free to post it in a free comment. That's facebook.com/BGJ show. Or if you'd rather shoot us an email, you can always do that to the ThinkSlinger guys, thinkslinger.org. You can always shoot them a message at thinkslingermag@gmail.com. That's thinkslingermag@gmail.com. Coming up, we're talking lawsuits and Barry Bonds. So stick around. Big Game James Show, iHeartRadio. Back in a moment.
Hey, kid, have a carrot. A carrot? Carrot sticks are, yes, indeed. They are delicious. If you must eat in between meals, why not eat nutritious dishes? Like fill a bowl with ice cubes and add raw cauliflower. Stuff celery with cheese and let it chill for half an hour. Add carrot sticks and olives and any other knickknacks. Then keep this by the TV set for when you want those quick snacks. Well,
I'm waiting. Could you make me a banana?
Okay, you're a banana.
So the headlines read, Barry Bonds seeking to file lawsuit against Major League Baseball. It was enough. That was enough of a headline to get me to click on it, that's for sure. And I was not that surprised to read what I read, or read what's being reported. I do have a little bit of a legal background, ladies and gentlemen. So anyhow, this was very interesting to me, and I felt it was definitely news.